Hello, my name is Okello Sharon. Welcome to Triumph, where we bring you stories of women who have beaten the odds. Different women believe success is progressing in their businesses, progressing in their careers, getting that master's degree. But the one ignored profession is the housewife profession. It is not as smooth as everybody may think. It is not as easy. It comes with its challenges, and we are here with a guest that will take us through the different journeys that she has to overcome to consistently and continuously do her duties as a housewife passionately and gratefully. Welcome with me, Pinkie Ashura, the wife of Honorable Minister Jeje Odong. Hi, Pinkie.
Hello, Sharon.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
The reason I call you a very passionate housewife is, is how you're in all these women platforms. I took interest in choosing you as my guest today to just talk about the challenges of marriage, challenges of being a housewife, which comes with great sacrifice. Take us through your journey, but first, let us know who you are.
Hello, viewers. I go by the names of Pinkie Ashura. I'm married to the Honorable General Jeje Odong. I'm a mother of 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls, respectively. And I'm a proud housewife, like she has said, yes. This is something that people have really underlooked, and yet for some women like us, it's something we uphold.
Was that your dream growing up?
Growing up, my dream was to become a lawyer, which I'm still looking at, by the way. Unfortunately, marriage comes in, then kids, and so we have to put some of these things on hold.
What do you feel is your greatest achievement in your life?
I would say is the family I have, the family I've raised myself. I take pride in being married. Yes, it's not an easy journey, but it's worth it sometimes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you say you overcame when it came to marriage?
There are so many ups and downs, especially being married to somebody like the general. Yeah, people have so many expectations.
Yes.
One of the challenges I would say is social media. It has affected me, maybe my kids, in so many ways. That's why you see I try so much to keep my kids away from. Yeah. And if I may say, I don't think anybody knows them, by the way. Myself, I'm really in the media because of those issues. People will always have that negativity. Why is she like this? Why isn't she here? Why isn't she there? You get my point.
Yes.
So social media has been something that has really tried to bring down and discourage most of the ladies in my capacity. I believe in bringing up my kids in a very traditional way, whereby they learn like we learned, they grow up like we grew up. This is not there because I'm so and so's child, I have to be this. No, it doesn't work that way. That's why I think most women end up not really achieving what they thought they would achieve in marriage because they have expectations.
At what age did you allow that now let's do housewife? Let me play this game.
I was about 25 years old. Yes. And the way we met is quite interesting because he came looking for me. He heard about me from some relatives. Yes, and that's how it started.
Okay. So were you working before?
Yeah, I was working.
Where?
I was working with Shell Uganda.
Okay. So you had to forego your job?
Yeah, I had to because, you know, men generally, They like women, I would say, who stay home. He comes back home, he's tired, he wants to find you, find that smile on your face, welcoming him and all that. You get my point? Yeah, though he's not a person who believes in being a housewife, but when he comes back home, he finds you, they're welcome, serving him that food that you've made. You can see that he really loves it. And I know all men would love that from their wives.
How do you manage when the kids have gone to school and you're now home? How do you pass your time?
Most times I would like to stay resting because I have to wake up very early in the morning. Like we wake up at 4:35 to get the kids ready for school. And I have two batches. The elder kids go first, then the babies have to leave around 7. Then when the babies leave, my husband goes around 8:39. That's when I get to do some bit of work around. After that, all I want is to sit back. If there is something I need to work on, like maybe on my phone or on my laptop. I have my shop. So I normally take my orders on WhatsApp. That is the beauty of social media again. So I make sure I've put everything in place, then I can go rest for maybe an hour or 2. Yeah. When I wake up from my rest, I know I'm waiting for the kids to come back from school. Kids, when they come back home, they want to find mommy home. When mommy is not home, then it is not home. So I wait for them. We chat about school, and then after my husband comes in, as I've told you, that smile, then serve him his late lunch.
Women were advocating to be paid a salary for staying at home. What satisfaction do you get out of this from staying at home as a mother?
That paying bit of housewives, even in Islam, the men are told to pay their wives, and he does it, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So the satisfaction is, that feeling you get when somebody comes home and finds you home, and they're happy to find you home. Yes. So most times I might get some appointment, abrupt one. I leave without telling him because he's used to me telling him I've gone out. So sometimes I would go out without telling him. And when he comes back home, the first thing, where are you, madam? I'm here home. He just doesn't like it to come back home when I'm not home. I don't know if he feels like it's not homely or what. Yeah.
Okay.
So that feeling they give you, that when you're home, we feel like safe or something.
Your dream was to be a lawyer, and then now you're a housewife. Do you get those moments where you're like, oh, I should continue? When you see other lawyers in their outfits, and for you, you're home, and you meet somebody, and they're telling you, I'm a lawyer, and you think she's an accomplished lawyer. What do you feel?
Yeah, I do get those moments. But I feel like if you've decided to settle down, maybe get married, have kids, these kids need you to a certain age. Then after, those are the important years when bringing up a child. So you have to make sure that you're present in their lives, because without you, a parent, being around, being there for them, trust me, they will lose a lot. Yeah. So the best people to bring these kids in the right way, I believe, is the parents, especially the mothers, of course, because the fathers are away most of the time. And most of the fathers, are soft, and that the mother will be tough and they will go cry to their fathers. So I believe as a parent, once you have kids, the priority should be the kids. Yeah, so like I told you earlier, I'm still looking at going back to becoming the lawyer that I want to be. But I'm looking at a time, the right time. Like I feel like now my kids, the young ones are about 2-3 years to join secondary. And I know once they are there, they are mature enough, they can take care of the small things. Then I'll get the time to be the lawyer that
you want. Women have different challenges, and they're very different there's one who is complaining, oh, my husband is never there. Then there's one who does not want the husband to be around for long. Now, during COVID, there were mixed feelings. There was depression hitting those whose husbands were not around, and then depression hitting those ones whose husbands are available and they're abusive and all. What was your life during that COVID moment?
It was difficult for everyone. The kids being around. My husband is always in and out. He's rarely home. But this time around, he was like 24/7 at home. Regardless of all that, we have to always find a way of running the home. In that period of COVID, that is when the men look at you and feel like, now, back to my husband. He looks and feels like, yeah, really, these women do go through a lot. It's not just what we see. It's a lot more than that. And then that's when he gets to appreciate you more and feels like, my wife, now I can see what you really go through. So during that COVID period, it wasn't easy. But if you have a partner who is understanding, when he's home and when he's out there, he's two different people. He's very serious and all that out there, but back home, he's a homely man. He's a father and he's a husband. Yes. So if you have a partner who is willing to cooperate, then it's good.
So the reason women go to work is because they want to secure the child's future. Because much as the man is providing and has all this money, you find that all the money is not really coming down to the wife. It's not like they say they give you half of the salary. So women go to work so that they can save up for their future and the future of their children. Now, as a housewife, how do you secure the child's future financially and even your future?
For the child, I think the best way of securing their future is education. I do my best to see that they get the best. We were brought up in traditional families whereby a girl child especially, you're not supposed to go out. Now, these days, there are a lot of clubs that you can enroll the kids and they get to grow their talents and all those kinds of things. So those days, our parents would not allow us, the girl child especially, because she will get spoiled, this will happen, which was wrong, by the way, because we were deprived of so many things, self-esteem being one of those things. So for my case, I try to get my kids involved in all these things so that they can socialize, they can know what the world is out there. So I think that is one of the ways I'm trying to secure.
I've actually seen one of your children is the first runner-up.
And she's the confidence queen. Little Miss Universe.
Yes. So that is one of the things that you allow your child to be.
Exactly.
To be up. Now, for a Muslim woman, I would believe that there are some certain restrictions to it.
Yeah, the restrictions are there, but with the way the world is moving, we try to find the best ways of how to do these things. You allow them to go out there, but you talk to them, make them your friends. You tell them, I'm letting you go out there to do ABCD, but you have to know what is good. You have to know what is bad. If anything disturbs you out there, I'm your mother, I'm your friend. I'm the only person who will be able to help you once you get any problem. You come talk to me and you see how best we can.
Okay. For a wife of a general, and not just any general, a honorable minister that has all this power around him, I want to believe that when he steps out of the home, there are lots of eyes on him. Other people want a piece.
I know.
Yeah. Don't you be there and be like, now he has gone out. What if there's some other one? How do you deal with the everyday fear?
I remember when I was growing up, my mom told me one thing. that once your husband is home, he is your husband. Once he goes out of the home, consider him like he doesn't exist. You get my point? Because if you decide to be there thinking about all those things, now what is he doing, whom is he with right now, you'll not manage. Yeah, you'll start giving these things importance, yet they are not important, and then give up on the more important things. And that I think is one of the problems that most women are facing, that make them hate marriage. I mean, it begins with this. You have to love yourself. Yeah, and once the man sees like you having that kind of issue, they also get drawn away somehow. Okay. So trust yourself and trust your partner.
What are those things, or that thing that has sustained you in this housewife profession?
Communication. It is important to communicate with your partner. Tell him what you want. He tells you what he wants, what you're comfortable with, what you're uncomfortable with. If he understands you and you understand him, I think that is the most important thing. Because so many people will come from out there and tell you, have you seen there is something on Facebook or where, you know? If you show that person, oh, I'm interested, yes, what happened, who did it? You will not manage. The most important thing is you communicate, understand each other, know how to solve your problems, as long as you've not involved third party. You know, third party is always something very... If things really fail between the two of you, then I think the best you can involve are the parents, the elders. What other ladies are doing is we go to social media, start saying this to get that, you know, limelight, which is a very big problem, I believe.
Have you ever felt less of yourself just because you're a housewife?
No, I've never. I believe we are all unique in our own ways. This takes us back to social media. Most people post, I'm this, I'm that, when they are actually not that. You get my point? And most ladies go by what they are saying, not knowing. You might look at me here, you say, she's driving this kind of car, why not? So you'll want to pursue my husband because you believe he's going to buy you that car. No, it doesn't work that.
So women are faced with the challenge of expectations from the outside community, from the extended family members, even close family members, that because somebody is married to so-and-so, that the person they're married to must be able to solve all their problems.
True.
Yeah, through the woman. And you see the woman is pressured because she does not want to be looked at as, she thinks she has arrived. How do you go about that? Saving your marriage in that instance and not piling all the pressure on your husband, but then also meeting the expectations.
I always do what I can. What I can't, I can't. I'm not the kind of person who's going to put pressure on my husband. Oh, because you're so and so, so you have to do this, you know. When a family member comes up with a problem and I feel like, oh yeah, this we can do, we will help.
Why do you think women are scared of marriage?
Most of them fear marriage because they don't want to be tied down. Most of them want to get married to men who have already made it in life, you know. They want everything on a silver platter.
You have a shop and then your housewife at the same time. How do you keep running the shop as at the same time staying home?
I have somebody who stays at the shop, my cousin sister. I send her WhatsApp, I send her people's orders, I tell her what we are going to do, and she does the work.
So you use social media as your marketing technique. Wow. For a woman who is almost giving up on her marriage, what would you tell her?
I'll tell her not to give up. It's not easy, it's not a bed of roses. Yeah, there are always ups and downs, and there is nothing that we can't really solve under the sun for as long as you sit with your husband, you talk, as long as you understand each other. Giving up is not an option.
And for
especially with kids involved. You know, kids would love to see mommy here, daddy there.
Okay, now for the young generation that is coming up, and with all these people preaching, marriage, men of these days, men of these days are, men are bad, men are this. What would you tell that young girl?
Not all men are the same. You might get a man today who will disturb you, make you go through so many things, but tomorrow you'll get a man who will look at you and feel like, this is my world. You get my point. So ladies who are not yet married, please don't hesitate. It is a beautiful thing once you really into it. Yeah.
There are lots of challenges that come with marriage, but being a housewife is a dedication. When you decide to do something, from what you learn from her is do not do it halfway. And of course the challenges are going to be there, but in marriage you communicate, you find a balance and see how to go about certain issues. If you choose to be a housewife, that is a lifetime job. Thank you for listening in. My name is Okello Sharon, and this was Triumph, Beating the Odds. Follow us on our social media platforms and subscribe on that YouTube channel, Triumph_BTO, and other social media platforms, Triumph-BTO, and on Facebook, Triumph Show.